For centuries, the Amazon rainforest was described as the last untouched wilderness on Earth. A green ocean so vast and unforgiving that only small, scattered tribes could survive beneath its towering trees. Explorers called it a place of silence, mystery, and endless danger. Historians believed no great civilization could ever rise there. The soil was too poor, the jungle too dense, and the rivers too wild. But what if that story was never true? What if beneath the roots of the giant trees, under layers of vines and centuries of rain, an entire world had been hiding in plain sight? This is the story of the lost army of the Amazon rainforest. Not an army of soldiers in shining armor, but a forgotten civilization so large, so organized, and so advanced that it challenges everything we thought we knew about human history. The mystery began with old stories. In the 1500s, Spanish explorer Francisco de Orellana became the first European to travel the full length of the Amazon River. His men reported something unbelievable. They claimed to have seen large settlements along the riverbanks, crowded villages, roads, cultivated land, and thousands of people living in organized communities. Some even described cities stretching for miles. Europe refused to believe them. Scholars later dismissed these reports as exaggerations, calling them jungle myths invented by exhausted explorers. For hundreds of years, the official belief remained the same. The Amazon was too harsh for civilization. It was seen as a giant, empty wilderness. But the forest remembered. In the 20th century, strange geometric shapes began appearing in aerial photographs taken over parts of Brazil, especially in Acre state. Perfect circles, giant squares, massive earthworks carved into the land, some over 300 meters wide. These were not natural formations. Someone had built them. At first, many assumed they were isolated structures, perhaps ritual spaces or abandoned villages. But as more forest was cleared and satellite images improved, the scale became impossible to ignore. There were hundreds of them, then thousands. Still, the jungle kept most of its secrets hidden beneath the canopy. Then came LiDAR. LiDAR, short for Light Detection and Ranging, is a technology that uses laser pulses fired from aircraft to scan the ground through dense vegetation. It can digitally remove the forest itself, revealing what lies underneath. For archaeology, it was like giving scientists X-ray vision. And what they found changed history. Under the trees were roads, long, perfectly straight roads stretching for miles through the jungle. There were canals, platforms, causeways, ceremonial centers, and entire settlement networks connected like veins across the rainforest. Some regions showed signs of planned urban design. This was not random survival. This was engineering. Archaeologists discovered evidence suggesting that between 10,000 and perhaps 24,000 earthworks may still be hidden across the Amazon basin. In Ecuador's Upano Valley, LiDAR revealed a massive network of ancient settlements around 2,500 years old, connected by roads and surrounded by agricultural systems. Some researchers described them as garden cities, urban centers built in harmony with the forest rather than against it. The Lost Army was not marching with weapons. It was building with knowledge. These people reshaped the rainforest itself. They created fertile black soil, known as terra preta, Amazonian dark earth, by mixing charcoal, organic waste, and broken pottery into the ground. In a place famous for poor soil, they engineered abundance.
They planted orchards, managed fish populations, and transformed forests into productive landscapes. The Amazon was not untouched nature. In many places, it was a human-designed environment. Then came the silence. When Europeans arrived, they brought something deadlier than swords: disease, smallpox, measles, influenza. Entire populations with no immunity were devastated. Some historians believe millions may have died across the Amazon basin within generations. Villages disappeared. Roads were swallowed by vines. Wooden homes rotted. The forest grew back over everything. By the time later Europeans arrived, they found only emptiness and assumed it had always been empty. But it hadn't. It was a graveyard, hidden under green.
Even today, the evidence keeps rising from the earth. In 2025, after a massive tree fell in the Brazilian Amazon, its roots lifted giant ceramic funeral urns from the soil. Archaeologists identified them as ancient funerary vessels, likely from pre-Columbian indigenous communities that lived there long before colonial arrival. The forest had protected them for centuries. Each discovery tells the same story. They were here, and they were far more than we imagined. But there is another reason this story matters. For too long, the idea of the Amazon as an untouched paradise erased the people who shaped it. It ignored indigenous knowledge and treated the forest as empty until outsiders arrived. Modern researchers now warn that calling these places lost cities can also be misleading, because for many indigenous communities, they were never truly lost. Oral histories, traditions, and local memory kept these truths alive long before satellites did. Perhaps the greatest mistake was believing civilization must look like stone pyramids and giant walls. In the Amazon, civilization was built from earth, wood, water, and living forests. It was designed to disappear back into nature. That is why it remained invisible for so long. The lost army of the Amazon was never gone. It was simply hidden beneath leaves, protected by rain, and waiting for us to ask better questions. Today, as deforestation cuts deeper into the rainforest, archaeologists race against time. Every fallen tree may reveal another road. Every satellite scan may uncover another forgotten city. The question is no longer whether a great civilization existed there. The question is how much of human history is still buried beneath our assumptions. Because sometimes the greatest discoveries are not new worlds. They are the old worlds we refused to see. And that's all for today. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you in the next video.